Artemis.
That is my latest book, and it comes out in September. It's called Artemis, the indomitable spirit in every woman. And indomitable is the key word.
Yes.
Indomitable means untamed, unsubdued. And some infant girls come into the world with that indomitable spirit. I will not die. You know, the RH story you told. It's like that. Really, it is like that. I will not die. And often the girl child who makes it through some of those surgeries or whatever it is that she has to get through, that the archetype under it is Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of the hunt and goddess of the moon. So what do you have? You have the ability to focus on a target of your own making. And because that's the whole meaning of goddess of the hunt. And she also was the only goddess that came to the aid of her mother. When her mother was being demeaned, when her mother was about to be raped, she was right there to help her. She's the only goddess that women prayed to when they were raped, about to be raped. She changed one into a spring. She was because goddesses are different than humans. She was the firstborn of twins. And she could then turn around and observe her mother in the most atrocious, longest labor in mythological story. And she could end up helping her mother, Leto, deliver her twin brother, Apollo. So she's the goddess of the midwife. But midwives and women doctors who want to help alleviate pain and make delivery safer and things, which a lot of activists are doing. This is Artemis too. And the other part of Artemis has to do with the moon aspect of her, nature. She's a goddess of the wilderness. She was a goddess who had nymph companions and animal companions. And so she's the spirit behind the girl who's the Girl Scout who grows up to be the environmentalist. She is also the mystic, because there's a mystic that has to do with oneness with nature. It's a different kind of mystic. It's a spirituality that is not religion. And if you have this archetype, you have a natural affinity for getting the sense of the sacredness of what the earth looks like from certain angles and places, and by moonlight, which was one of hers. So I want women who are activists or potential activists to recognize that this is their archetype. And if they live from that archetype, it's not their only archetype, by the way. We all have access to all of them. But when it's the major one, it can carry you through life in its different stages, so that by the time it's also, she's goddess of the moon in her crescent moon, and then there's a full moon, and then there is a waning moon. So to follow the moon path is also to enter your crone years in a certain kind of wise woman way. So I think this is a great archetype that women need to appreciate in themselves, and also for some women, she's a late blooming one. That it isn't the one that she came in with, and she didn't have a good father to support it and all that. And so for many parts of her life, she looked kind of downtrodden and stepped on or codependent or whatever.
Right.
And then, well, the archetype itself still is that part in every woman that has the potential for the indomitable spirit. And sometimes you see that. You think, here's this friend that you went to school with and you've been feeling sorry for her for decades, and lo and behold, at 65, she steps up and says, no more.
Yeah.
Things like that happen.